immediately, the men from the women. My brother and my father, at least to them, we said goodbye to them because we were separated right there by the train. But my mother,
I'm sorry, did you ever see your brother again?
yeah, we survived. That's the end. Yeah. My brother and my sister, yeah, we survived. I don't know how he survived. He was only 14 years old.
Wow.
He was just lucky. And when he told me the stories that he went through and he saw, unbelievable, a 14-year-old child. He was cleaning out in Poland, in the ghetto, dead bodies. Sam, my brother's name is Sam, and my sister Susan. Susan, I was with Susan together. But Sam, I thought he died because he was only 14 years old. And my father, then he told me that father was separated from him, and of course he got killed also. And they were taking him from Auschwitz into the ghettos in Poland to clean up the ghetto because the Nazis killed all the Jews in the ghettos. And he was telling me there were people, religious people, with the religious shawls on their head and with a prayer book. They were, shot and with their heads laying on the table with a prayer book and with a prayer shawl. And they had to, my brother and of course all the other people, these from Auschwitz, they had to clean this place up. They were just taking them out from there and throwing them on wagons. They put them like garbage into. And he says he thought he's gonna just pass out, die there because it was so horrible. Can you imagine? Many times I think maybe that's why he got Alzheimer's. He's now 84 years old, my brother. And he has Alzheimer's. He remembers things that happened a long, long time ago. He doesn't remember anything that happened now. So it's very sad. I visit him. He lives in Long Island with his wife, and he has a son who's a dentist. He was a dental technician. And his wife takes very good care of him. She's such an angel. She takes very good care of him. But to tell you, when I was liberated and we were going home, home. We had no home. They took everything from us. We didn't know. We just wanted to go back to the town where I come from, where I was born, where I grew up, where I went to school. We just wanted to go back. That was our home. So we wanted to go back there from Czechoslovakia, from Theresienstadt. But there were no transportation, there were no trains, there was nothing. And we stayed there for a couple of weeks, then finally trains started to go. And we went every day to a different train station to find out if there is a train going at that part already. Oh, and I have to tell you this too. My parents, where they were born, it was before the First World War. That part of the country where I come from was once Hungary. When my parents were born, it was Hungary. When I was born, it was Romania. That part is called Transylvania. Now you're gonna laugh because you probably know that, what's his name? Dracula comes from there. I never knew that Dracula existed until I came to this country. Nobody talked about Dracula in Transylvania. And that's where I was born, in Transylvania. So that part was Hungary when my parents were born. And when I was born, it was already Romania after the First World War. The Romanians got that part of the country. So I went already to Romanian school, but Hungarian was spoken in the house constantly. That was the mother tongue because they were born when it was Hungary. They went to Hungarian school. I went to Romania, so I speak both languages perfectly. And then Being Jewish, my father insisted we have to learn the Jewish language. After all, we are Jews, we have to learn Jewish. So we learned Jewish too. We already spoke 3 languages, each one of us. So when I arrived in this country and I started to speak English, and I still have sometimes I open my mouth that I come from a different country, right? I don't know if you recognize the accent, because I recognize all the accents. So when I open my mouth, and they made fun of my accent, and after a while it got on my nerves, so I used to tell people, hey, why do you make fun of my accent? How many languages do you speak? I want you to know that every person who has an accent knows more than one language. I speak Hungarian, I speak Romanian, I speak Yiddish, and now I speak English. I speak 4 languages. How many do you speak? This is English. I said, now be quiet and don't ever make a remark of somebody who has an accent. That's it. I said it. I don't know if he did or not, but for sure he had such respect for me after that. I just looked and said, yeah, I felt uncomfortable already the way he acted with me, so nice. And then I thought, well, that was a good lesson to be here. Now, what else? Did I answer your question?
Are you still friends with any of the people who you were with in the camp?
Yes, I was very friendly with some of them, but they went to Canada, but some went to Australia, yes. But I still talk to them, yes. We were 300 girls, in this factory, but we were only about 17 Jewish girls that stuck together. And we became very good friends. But don't forget, how old do you think I am? I'm not going to be hurt if you tell me I'm older.
I have no idea.
37. You're such a sweetheart, I could kiss you. No, I'm 88 years old.
Wow.
Okay? Everybody tells, oh, you don't look 88.
No.
I said, no, that's wonderful. But I have the experience of a 188-year-old. No, I guess my mother had good genes, so,
Is your sister still alive?
No, she died 20 years ago of ovarian cancer. Oh yes, and let me tell you about that. I came here with my husband because his parents lived here. They were here, they came in the 30s. And they wanted their son. He was in a labor camp. All the kids were here already because they came here in the 30s. When he was supposed to come, he was 21. And in Romania, the rule was that once you're 21, you have to go to the army at the age of 21, no matter what. So he couldn't come because he was at that time 21. They took him in the army, so he couldn't. That was in 38 when the war broke out, and they wouldn't let anybody after that to come. His mother was here and his father, everybody. But and 2 of his sisters were there, but they were married and settled, and to them it was a little America right there where they were, because they had a good living, they made a good living, they had a nice family. Of course, they were all killed, But my husband was in a labor camp and he survived. A few guys came back from the labor camp. And when they came back to that same town, in Romanian it's called Șoncuța Mare, the town where I was born, where this happened. The few guys came back from labor camp and a few girls and guys came back from concentration camp. We were about 20 people that came back from labor camp and from concentration camp. And by then, these guys that came from labor camp were set up already. They had a kitchen because they got home in January, and we from the concentration camp got home in June.